and welcome to this Heavy Chugz gent lesson. This is basically going to be a reiteration of a lesson I did previously, but it's going to have better sound quality. Before I was just using the camera mic and it sounded terrible. So it's basically going to be everything that was in that video, but maybe a few more little extra things. We'll go into detail a bit more on things, so let's get cracking. So all your beatdown chuggy sections are just a combination of the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's how many strikes you play, and then you just combine that amount until you get the beatdown that you desire. So it would just be 1, 2, 3, 4. So they'll go pretty quick. So you just get, for example, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear it? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or just 1. So you're just combining all those together to create your desired beatdown. So for example, did you hear what that was? So that was 3, 1, 1, 3, 3. Again, slower. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. No wait, 3. So hopefully that gives you a rough idea of just combining the numbers. Let's do another one. We'll do. So that's 8, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2. So when I'm doing those twos, I'm giving them a little bit more oomph just to make them stand out a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, da-dum, da-dum. Another cool one is 3, 1, and you can repeat that over and over again. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 1. Sounds like that, so it sounds awesome. So just a combination of numbers, like I keep saying. So if you're writing this stuff, you can really just mix it up any way you like. All you have to do is make sure it fits in time, obviously, and then you're free to do as you wish. And you can throw in other notes, you don't have to stay on one note the whole time. So next time you hear some beatdowns, have a listen, try to count the numbers, because you'll hear it all in numbers. And I'm palm muting all of this, but you can open up the occasional, just have the open one thrown in there, or you could do the whole thing open maybe. You have to be careful with that because you don't want it to sound messy. So the thing with this sort of stuff is that you have to keep it really tight and really tidy. So that means not letting your notes bleed into each other. It just sounds horrible because they're all just kind of meshed into each other. So you want to be muting pretty much everything afterwards. So if I'm doing the 1, 2, 3, 4s, I'm doing 1 and then I'm stopping it straight away. And all I'm doing is placing my fingers down on the strings, not pushing down, because if I do then I'm going to start fretting notes and that's just not good. So all you do is just softly placing your fingers on there. That's all you need. And it just kills the notes and stops it ringing out and bleeding everywhere. So that would be 1, 2. 3. So if I do a couple of 3s after each other without muting, sounds like that. And in some cases you might want that, which is fine, so you don't have to mute after everyone if you want it to ring on a bit, because it does sound cool in its own way. But if you really want to separate each number, then you have to mute between each one. So make sure you mute, and if you couple that with palm muting, you can do that without palm muting, of course. So make sure you try and mute after each chug so that you can get everything sounding tidy, tight and tasty. The 3 T's, apparently. It's a very subtle motion. Very subtle motion. And then there's the picking, but let's get a little bit of a closer look at the picking because it's probably easier to understand if you can see what the hell I'm doing down here. So the picking for this sort of thing is very similar to what you do with normal chords. When you're strumming, you probably do this, and your hand kind of comes in like a very shallow semicircle, and that's the same sort of motion you want. If you just go up and down like this, you're probably going to find that you're going to get stuck on the strings, and that, especially on the way up, your pick is just going to get caught, and it's just going to lead to a very inconsistent, badly timed chug. So it's a very quick, shallow semicircle that you're kind of going like this with. So semicircling it, not up and downing. And the other thing is to have your pick slightly at an angle. Don't be completely parallel to the strings, because again you're going to get stuck on it. Just a slight bit of degree to help the pick slide over the strings. So we're attacking in at an angle and coming down, back up at an angle. So it's almost like a little swipe rather than a full-on pick. You also want to make sure you don't have too much of the pick showing, and that you don't want it to go too far behind the string. So only a couple of millimeters should go behind where the string kind of ends on the body side, if that makes sense. So if you put your pick like really far behind the strings, you're going to find that you get stuck on the way up or even on the way down. So you need to make sure it's just like the very last millimeters of your pick. Can't even see where I am. Very few last millimeters of the pick that go behind the strings. So if you work from all that and combine your numbers with your muting, keeping everything nice and tidy and tight, and you combine it with your picking, your slight arc, not letting too much pick go behind the strings, blah blah blah, then you should get some nice, tidy, tasty chugs, or gent, or whatever the hell you wish to call it. Turned into tremolo picking there, but either way. Hopefully this helped with your chugtastic voyages, and you can get to the chugtastic destination that you wish to chug on, whatever that means. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the chuggy future.